Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for being with me here today. I appreciate each and every one of you so very much. Today, super excited to share with you some purchases that I've made this past summer from Acoustic Sounds. In particular, I want to talk with you about these 5 Norah Jones SACDs on the Analogue Productions label that can be had for a pretty dang good price, relatively inexpensive. We'll talk about that. Also want to talk with you about a latest release from Analogue Productions as well. I think within the past month, maybe 6 weeks, of Joan Baez, Diamonds and Rust, a 1975, to me, classic album. And we'll kind of talk about and see what Matthew Luthans has done in the remastering process of this dual 45 RPM album. We'll talk about that today as well. Thank you all so much for being with me here today. As always, if you like what you see, please go ahead and subscribe. That's great. But please leave comments in the comment sections below. Would love to hear what your thoughts are about what we're talking about today. These Norah Jones albums, the Joan Baez album. Love hearing your feedback. Appreciate that so very, very much. As always, in all my videos, I put chapters in the description below so that you can jump to the area that you want to see without seeing things that you maybe aren't as interested in looking at. So anyway, let's go ahead and we'll start and talk about Norah Jones, these 5 SACDs that came out quite some time ago from Acoustic Sounds on the Analogue Productions label. We'll talk about them, and they really are a pretty dang good value. Let's go ahead and get started. A few years back, Analogue Productions, along with Kevin Gray at Coherent Audio, were able to obtain the master tapes, or at least maybe the copies of the master tapes in particular on some, and was able to remaster them. They did box sets, vinyl and SACDs, and of course they released them individually as well. And I've got a couple of the vinyl albums that they released. I didn't buy either of the box sets at the time because they were quite expensive when they initially came out. But I did see these 5 SACDs. Now, once again, these are her first 5 solo SACDs, starting with Come Away With Me, which is, I don't know how many Grammys did it win, 8 Grammys. An incredible opening act for Norah Jones on that album. Then she followed that up with Feels Like Home, and then she did Not Too Late, and then The Fall and Little Broken Hearts. All 5 of these albums are really good albums, ranging from different kind of genres of music, if you will. She kind of started out, to me, it was a little bit bluesy jazz initially, then it kind of goes on to a little bit more pop and even a little country twang to it with Feels Like Home. But I tell you what, I thought they were great albums, but really what got my eye was the price. Acoustic Sounds have these 5 SACDs for around $20, $21 each, which is about $14, $15 off their regular price. And I thought, shoot, I'm going to go ahead and buy them because I really do like Norah Jones and I really like her music, and I was curious as how they would sound. And as I did indicate, I've got a couple, I believe, of Norah Jones's Analogue Productions albums, but I didn't have all 5 of them. And so I went ahead and bought them on SACD and been listening to them as of late, and boy, I tell you what, they really sound good. Going to go through those with you really quick. We're not going to take a lot of time. We'll just talk about a song or two on each of the albums, and I'll kind of give my impression on how they sound. But really, the point of this video is, and the point of this portion of the video anyway, talking about the Norah Jones SACDs, is really the price. I mean, if you're a Norah Jones fans and looking for good, high quality, audiophile quality sound, in my opinion, $20, $21 each is a pretty good price to pay for an SACD, I think, in today's world. So anyway, let's go ahead and let's talk about Come Away With Me, a 2002 album, original release. We'll see what they have done, Kevin Gray and Analogue Productions with the SACD. So, Norah Jones, Come Away With Me. This won 8 Grammys in the 2003 Grammy Awards. As many of you well know, this is a classic. It's a standard, or at least it is to me. Kind of one of those albums that you go to and you're looking for good sounding, but great music on it. I mean, every song, at least to me, on this album is a hit. We're only going to talk about just a couple, three. But boy, I tell you what, the sound quality on the SACD is excellent. Kevin Gray, they did a really good job in putting these to DSD, and even the CD layer, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that as we go along, sounds really, really good, shockingly good as well. On SACD, Norah Jones, Come Away With Me. First track on the album is Don't Know Why, probably the biggest track, biggest hit on the album. Great sounding album. Bass is excellent and provides a great foundation for the track. Norah's vocals are just absolutely wonderful, extended, and very clear, clear as an absolute bell. Number three, track three on the album, Cold, Cold Heart, another incredibly fantastic track, if you ask me. I think it just sounds utterly fantastic. The bass on this track is exquisite. It just sounds absolutely wonderful with gobs of detail and really good weight. Excellent weight. Vocals are, again, absolutely stunning on this track. Number nine, I've Got to See You Again. It's an excellent track with great detail. Norah's vocals, as always throughout the entire album, is absolutely wonderful. The drums sound very clear and very, very well defined. Violin sounds excellent on that track as well. You know, everybody knows this album is an incredibly awesome album. It's a standard. It just sounds phenomenal. And boy, I tell you what, the SACD sounds incredible. Now, taking a look at the CD layer of this album, unless you were doing an absolute switching back and forth between SACD and CD, only then would you really notice a difference in the sound quality. The CD layer sounds excellent. From what I can tell, the SACD layer does sound a little bit fuller, maybe just a titch extended on the top and the bottom, but I tell you what, it's slight. It's not huge. The CD layer sounds absolutely fantastic as well, but the SACD layer does sound just a titch more full. At least it does to me. Great sounding album. For the price, pretty tough to beat. Feels Like Home, her second album, which was released in 2004, had the title, or excuse me, had the hit song Sunrise, which is the first track on the album. Excellent. The vocals, her vocals are just sound incredible. This album kind of has a little bit of a, I don't know, maybe a country twang to it, a little tiny bit. It just sounds really, really good. Bass and percussion sound excellent as well. The third track on this album, it's a good one to vet it out too if you're not familiar with the album, which I'm sure most of you probably are. Those Sweet Words, excellent piano. Percussion and bass sound absolutely wonderful with good detail and weight, especially on the bass. The bottom end extent is very well extended. Of course, Norah's vocals sound incredible. This is really a good sounding album as well. I would say it equals, at least in sonics, to Come Away With Me. It's excellent. It sounds absolutely wonderful. The entire album sounds fantastic. I think Kevin Gray did a really nice job with this. And really, once again, for the price, wow, it was tough to beat, and I'm glad I picked it up because it was fairly inexpensive, and it just sounds great. Not Too Late is kind of a little bit different take on music from the first two albums, at least it is to me. It's a good album, but it kind of has more of a pop feel to it, at least it does to me. It sounds really, really good. On the first track on the album, I Wish I Could, sounds really, really, really nice. Good bass, good definition. Her vocals are outstanding. But track 4 is the one on this album, if you're not familiar with it, that I would think you'd want to vet out. It's called Until the End. Excellent transparency on Norah's vocals. Very nice detail on all instruments. And really top to bottom resolution is excellent with good weight, in particular on that bottom end. Track 5, Not My Friend, another fantastic song. Excellent song with equally excellent sonics. The entire album sonically throughout sounds absolutely wonderful. Really a great song with a little bit more of a pop, or excuse me, a great album with a little bit more of a pop, I don't know, sound to it, if you will, from Norah, which is a little bit of a shift from these first two. But a great, great, great sounding album. Sonics on it are absolutely excellent. The third album on her solo career, which was released in 2009, is called The Fall. This album really, once again, took another shift to a little bit more rock, definitely more pop than really these first two, kind of coinciding with this album here, Not Too Late. But boy, I think this is a better album. I like the music on this one a lot better, starting with Chasing Pirates. This is the first track on the album. Excellent guitar. The Wurlitzer electric piano sounds incredible. It's got very nice detail. Of course, Nora's vocals are impressive. She just sounds awesome on this album. I think this is a little bit better album to me than Not Too Late. I like this album a lot. It sounds really good. Sonic-wise, top to bottom, it is wonderful. A track on here that you might want to vet out if you're unfamiliar with the album is track 3, Light as a Feather. I think it's the best track on the album. Excellent dynamics on the drums. Guitar and Nora's voice sound absolutely wonderful. Excellent detail and clarity, in particular on Nora's vocals. This is a really, really good album with excellent sonics and dynamics. Last album in this series of 5 of her solo careers, her 5th album. It's a 2012 release, Little Broken Hearts. Still, she's kind of in that pop, I don't know, I'd call it still pop, rock type genre, which I think works for Norah. I love this song, or I love this album. It's got some great songs on it. The first one is Good Morning. It's an excellent detail on Nora's voice. That's the first track. But really the one that I think that you should vet out is track 5, Take It Back. Echo on her vocals works great. She's kind of found a little bit of echo. She's added a little bit of you know, interesting things to her style of music, which I think is great. Bass and electric guitar sound great. There's a little bit of fuzz on that guitar, and it sounds really, really good on SACD. It just sounds fantastic. Keyboards are also excellent on this, not to mention Nora's vocals, but she's got that little bit of an echo on her vocals, which I think sounds really good on this track and on this song. This song is just a great one. After the Fall, which is track 6 on the album, another great song and worthy to demo. Or at least vet it out if you're unfamiliar with the album. Excellent track with great detail on the vocals, drums, guitar, and keyboards. Actually just sound really, really good. Norah Jones, Little Broken Hearts, more of a pop, kind of like these last 3, a little bit different than the first 2, but still sounds great. The CD level on this, like it does on all of them, to be honest with you, sounds really good. Unless you're doing an A-B comparison, you're not going to distinguish the difference in the sound. But when you do, and if you do, switch between the SACD layer and the CD layer on any of these, you're going to find that the SACD layer has a little bit fuller top to bottom sound than the CD layer. It's not huge. It's not by a large margin, but it's a slight difference. I think the SACD layer sounds, on my system, sounds better than the CD layer, but it's not by gobs, it's not by a huge amount. The CD layer is excellent on this, on all of these albums. And really, kind of the reason I'm sharing this with you today is just in case you're not familiar with the albums, but really, they're for a pretty good price for SACDs, hybrid SACDs, $20, $21. I picked them up, and I'm glad I did. They sound fantastic. Excellent sonics. I think Kevin Gray at Coherent Audio did a great job mastering them. Yes, I do have an album or two. Well, this one here, Norah Jones, Come Away With Me. It's a fantastic album. I do think, and I believe I have Feels Like Home on vinyl as well. And the vinyl does, to me, sound better than the SACDs. Not a huge margin, but to me it has a little bit better, I don't know, overall presence, if you will, on vinyl than the SACDs do. But the SACDs are done very, very well. They sound great, and you know what? For $20, $21 for a great audiophile release is a pretty good deal. And that's really why I picked them up, and that's why I'm sharing them with you today. As of doing this video, they're still available on the Acoustic Sounds website, and I don't know for sure, but probably Music Direct, Laserdisc, and other places probably have them, but I don't know if they're the same price, but I'm sure that they can be obtained other places as well. But anyway, Norah Jones, her 5 solo albums on the Analogue Productions label, remastered by Kevin Gray, fantastic sounding albums. If you're a Norah Jones fan, they're certainly worth looking at. Okay, let's talk about Joan Baez, Diamonds and Rust, an album from 1975, her 16th album in her career that she did, at least a studio album. This is, of course, a dual 45 RPM album from Analogue Productions. Matthew Luthen's doing the mastering on this. It's a fantastic job, like always, that they do with their album covers. It's textured. It feels really, really quite nice. It's a gatefold, old style tip-on type gatefold. Here's the back side of it. I think that you know, Analogue Production does a great job with their covers. I think that they're really well. If you're one of those ones that like to store the albums back in the sleeves, I don't. But if you do, you can actually fit them in and they fit nice. Let's just take a quick peek at the vinyl. 180 gram, pressed at QRP. If you can see that without a whole lot of glare. I think they do a really, really nice job with their pressings, or at least I think they do. But of course, the most important thing is, how do they sound? Really, what I've been listening to as far as Diamonds and Rust for the past several years, and what I've had is a Mobile Fidelity gold CD that was released several years ago. And you know, back in the day, I was buying a couple copies of these albums on CD and even some vinyl, just so that I could open one and listen to it, and one that I could hold on to and display. And this is a sealed version of it. I don't even know. Yeah, they weren't numbered. But anyway, and the Mobile Fidelity Gold CD, it sounds fantastic. It really does. It's always been a go-to for me. Like I say, originally I think the album was recorded very, very well, originally back in 1974, 1975. So the sound quality initially was done great. Mobile Fidelity, I think, did a great job. It sounds great, but boy, I tell you what, in comparing that, and I'm not doing a total comparison here by any means, because it really isn't fair, because the vinyl version that Analogue Productions is doing is just simply stunning. It's killer. They did a great job with this. Matthew Luthen's at the mastering lab, you know, I can't really say enough on what he had done. As indicated, it's 45 RPM, dual album, which is, you know, okay. I prefer albums at 33 RPM, like many of you. And I get it. I know why we do them at 45 RPM. I know we do get improved sound, and I understand that. But let's go ahead and talk about side 1 of album 1, track 1, the title of the album, Diamonds and Rust. This is really written by Joan Baez, and it really kind of talks about her relationship with Bob Dylan. And I got to tell you what, this has always been one of my favorite songs of Joan's. She just did a great job. Such a great folk type singer-songwriter. And I just, this is one of my favorite tracks and songs that she has ever done, Diamonds and Rust. From the moment that I put the needle down on that track on side 1 and just listen to that as the guitars, you know, opening the guitar, you knew you're in for a treat, because it just sounds really, really good. It's just got a presence to it that, in my opinion, vinyl, you can only find on vinyl. It's just, there's just a three-dimensional presence that it creates that is just stunning. So anyway, when I dropped the needle down, I knew this was going to be a very special album, and boy, I tell you what, it is. Extremely quiet vinyl is really a huge part of the sound quality that we get, and I think that adds so much to that three-dimensionality that we get is just that quiet, low noise background. Um, like I say, when she comes in with the guitar and her vocals, it just sounds absolutely pristine. It's clean, it's clear, it's very well defined. It sounds fantastic with that three-dimensional, uh, that I'm talking. It's just three-dimensional spatialness that I just think is incredible. When all the instruments come in, drums, they like drums have actually wonderful detail, which shocked me as old as this album is. The detail that's on the percussion and the drums is striking. Proper weight to it as well. It's got good weight to it. Bass is defined and well proper weight on the bass guitar. This is really, truthfully, Diamonds and Rust, the track is fantastic. It's certainly worthy of uh, using it as a demo disc, using it as a demo track, if you will. It sounds that good, mostly because of her voice, the guitars, and all instruments really in particular, but the presence and the spatialness that is created. Uh, at least it is captured that way on the vinyl album. It just sounds incredible. On side one, second track, Fountain of Sorrow. This is the Jackson Browne song, and you can tell really when she starts to sing and when she starts to play this track. It's really good. It sounds great. Instruments are all sound wonderful with good detail, clarity, proper balance, top to bottom. Joan Baez's voice is simply phenomenal. Over to side two, I Never Dreamed You'd Leave in Summer. This is a Stevie Wonder track, and boy, I tell you what, it just sounds great. The piano entry is incredible with globs of detail. It just sounds really, really good. Very laid back track, but it just sounds excellent. Moving on down to the third track on side two, Simple Twist of Fate. It's a Bob Dylan written song. Her vocals on this track is simply stunning, in my opinion. It just sounds incredible. Drums, percussion, and bass have very nice definition. Bottom end has a good authoritative bottom end to it. It's properly balanced, however, it doesn't seem overdone, overwhelmed. It just sounds absolutely right. Moving over to side two of the, album two, side one. Don't want to get ahead of myself. The third track on side one of album two, I guess we call it side three, if you will, is Jessie. This is written by Janice Ian. Another one of the best tracks, and one that, if you're not familiar with the album, that I would recommend definitely vetting it out. Clarity on this track is absolutely excellent. Detail is excellent. That presence, once again, is there, and it just sounds phenomenal. Joan's vocals are simply stunning. Bass guitar and drums have great weight. They sound really good with good detail. The piano sounds very, very nice with very, very good, clear, fine detail to that piano sound. Rolling over to side four, album two, side two, or side four, whatever you'd like to call it. Really, the track here is called Dida. It's a duet with Joni Mitchell. It's just a fantastic track. Flute at the opening sounds really good with a lot of clarity and detail. Vocals from both Joan and Joni are incredible. The horns and the drums and the keyboards all sound incredible. Excellent balance top to bottom. Resolution from top to bottom is excellent on all instruments. It just sounds right. It just sounds right. It's an incredible track. Certainly another track that you could easily use as a demonstration disc. A demonstration track for clarity. It just sounds clean. It just sounds clear. Proper weight top to bottom is just absolutely wonderful. Honestly and truthfully, it's limited to 2,000. If you're a Joan Baez fan, and Diamonds and Rust is a good one, this is a killer version of the album. It's definitely an audiophile sounding version. It sounds clean. It sounds clear. It's got proper dynamics. But I tell you what, it throws a soundstage and a three-dimensional spatialism, if I call it, that is just simply, I don't know. It's really neat to hear. I just really never heard the album sound quite the way that it does on the 45 RPM Analogue Productions album from Matthew Luthen's on the remastering. It sounds absolutely wonderful. They did a great job. Limited to 2,000, but still, as we did the video, it's still available if it's something that's interests you. As always, like with any of these albums, including Joan Baez's Diamonds and Rust, vet them out. All of these albums can be found on Qobuz, Tidal, and I even believe now Spotify with their lossless stuff. You can find high-res versions of these albums to kind of vet them out. And I've done that. I did that a lot. Even, I've been listening to the Mobile Fidelity CD, gold CD of Diamonds and Rust, but I jumped on Qobuz and did a high res and listened to it. It sounds great. It sounds really good. But I tell you what, just compared to the vinyl is smoking good. They did a great job with it. Thank you all so much for being with me here today. As always, please leave comments in the comment section below. I appreciate hearing from you so very much. Till next time, have a great day.